Hello everyone. Our principal has asked me to share with you the importance of integrating language arts and social studies in the classroom and how I do it. First, we have to make sure that we understand that teaching reading must not be the sole responsibility of the language arts department. Teaching reading must be incorporated into every subject area. This is true at all grade levels, from kindergarten through high school. As a social studies teacher, I teach everything that is required by the state social studies standards. However, as a social studies teacher, I also teach everything that is required by the state language arts standards. In my social studies class, my students write formal essays, creative stories, poetry, songs, and dialogues. My students present skits that apply public speaking skills, and they read primary sources, secondary sources, historical fiction, and historical non-fiction books such as textbooks. One would be hard-pressed to find anything that a language arts teacher does in their class that I do not do in my social studies class. The only difference is that I teach those skills around historical content we are studying. It is easy and fun to incorporate the language arts skills into the social studies curriculum. What I don't have and desperately need is more time. The answer, however, is simple. You have to integrate the social studies and language arts curriculums. By totally integrating social studies and language arts, all of the required language arts skills will be taught, and social studies teachers will have all the time they need. More importantly, though, students' comprehension will increase. I'm going to share with you guys some of my favorite children's fiction books and show you how I may integrate language arts and social studies with the use of these books. For example, if we are studying pioneer life, I will use an historical fiction book such as Little House in the Big Woods to teach how pioneer life is different from ours. A few activities I like to have the class do to help integrate social studies and language arts are literature circles, journals, and theater performances. For the literature circles, I like to group the students together by their reading levels and have them read the stories together while discussing differences of how pioneer life differs from their lives today. For the journals, I like to have the students create their own journal books, just multiple pages of any type of paper, and have them pick out a character from the reading and write journal entries as if they were that character. For the theater performances, I like to group the students together and have them write short scripts that go along with the reading. With those scripts, the students will then act out the scripts they have written out. If we are studying economics, I'll use realistic fiction novels to help them learn about economics. I'll have the class read A Country Far Away, The Secret River, which would be this book here, I really enjoy, The Shoe Shine Girl, and Max Malone Makes a Million. An example of an activity that will integrate social studies and language arts that I like to use here would be an acrostic poem. Here I will pick out a main word or theme from a story such as Africa or consumer for economics, and write a poem using each letter of the word as the beginning of each stanza. For example, if I'm using the word consumer, for the letter C I will use cash, for the letter O I could use or barter, for the letter N I could use needs or wants, for the letter S I could use supplies, etc., etc. If I were studying geography, I may use a fiction book like Afternoon on the Amazon, which will help the students learn about different aspects of the rainforest, like the different animals, plants, and terrain that the rainforest consists of. I also like to use the book Africa is Not a Country. This book covers the different cultures, people, resources, and more of the African continent. An example of an integration activity I like to use here would be a research essay. Here I would have the students research the country or region we are studying and write research paper on the geographical aspects of the subject. After looking at these examples, you can see that if you integrate the curriculum for your social studies and language arts subjects, you can increase the student's comprehension and capitalize on the number of hours you have in the classroom by covering the two subjects at the same time. Thank you very much, and everyone enjoy the rest of your semester.